Hello friends, today we are going to do some rounding, and I think you may have done some of that before, but we're going to really get into that this year because we're going to use that as a tool in the next couple of weeks when we're doing addition and subtraction with 3-digit numbers. It's going to be very valuable to us. So I want you to look at the learning objective that we have for 3rd grade, and it's we will round to the nearest 10 or 100 to estimate solutions to addition and subtraction problems. So here's where we're going to get. But to get to this, we're going to have to first learn how to round. So I like to think of rounding as like going on a trip. And my road is like my number line. So you can see here that I've made a number line. I'm going to make sure you can see the whole thing. I've made a number line and I have labeled my 10. So we're going to start today by just rounding to the nearest 10. Tomorrow, we're going to round to the nearest 100. And then on Friday, we're going to do a mixture of both because I think that's the best way for you to learn how to do this. So I want you to think of the 10s that we use as gas stations. So I have some of our favorite local gas stations, Racetrack. We have one of those. We love to get the drinks there, don't we? Like our little slushies and all that. And who doesn't love our Bearcat Bolero? So I've got both of these here on my road or my number line. And I want to decide which one I would round to if my number was 16. So I want to say which 10 would I round to if my number was 16. So the first thing I need to do is find out where is 16 on this number line. Well, if I'm looking at 10 and 20, halfway in between is 15. So I'm going to go ahead and always label halfway because that is help. That is a good benchmark for us. That's what we call them in math. So I'm looking at 10 and 15 and I want to label where 16 is because that's the number I'm rounding. I know that 16 is the next number on the number line. So I'm going to round that. I want you to think of those 10s as cars. I brought some cars to show you. So here's my monster truck. And it's at 16. Now, if my monster truck is out of gas, is my monster truck going to go on to 20? Or is it going to turn around and go back to 10? Well, here's the deal. If I'm running out of gas and I'm on a trip, is it efficient for me to turn around and go back if it's further away? No. I am going to go to the closest place, especially if it's ahead, right? So the closest gas station is the Valero, or 20. So I'm going to look at the closest 10, and that is the number 20. Okay? Let's try it again. If you have your whiteboard, get it out, and you can draw your own number line. Pause the video and draw your own number line. Start with drawing your number line, and let's make our 10s. We are now going to look at rounding the number 34. That does not look like halfway. All right, so 34. What are the two 10s on both sides of 34? Well, the first 10 is 30. Okay, if I'm looking for 34, the first 10 is always the first number. So that's 30. And then I would count and do my next 10. 30, 40, right? You know how to do that. You've been doing that since kindergarten. Okay, so now I'm going to say what's halfway between 30 and 40. Well, that's 35. And where would 34 be? Well, think about counting. 34 is going to be right here before you get to 35. Now, think about our monster truck. If we're here at 35, but we're running out of gas, we're going to go to the closest 10, the closest gas station, and that's going to be 30. So 34 rounds to 30. Okay? Pause your video and draw another number line. next number I'm going to round is, I'm going to round 52. 52. So again, I have to think about what are the tens around 52. I always start with that first number. So this would be 50, and this would be 60. And then halfway in between 50 and 60, between a 10 is always a 5. So it's going to be 55. Then I'm going to put 52 on my number line. So it's going to be somewhere about right here. If I look at 52, guys, it's obviously super close to racetrack. So I just need to go back and round that to 50. You getting the hang of it? Okay, pause your video, make your number line again. Let's do one more. Let's round the number. How about let's do 67. So remember, the first thing I have to do is determine the tens that I'm between. The first one is always the same as this first digit right here. So it's 60. And then my next 10 is 70. 50, 60, 70, 80. That's the scale we're using. Halfway in between is 65. It's always a 5, okay? So now I'm going to say, okay, where is 67? Well, 65, 66, 67. 67 is going to be close to halfway right here. Guys, can you tell where the monster truck should go? What is it closer to? Looks like to me it's closer to the Bearcat Bolero. We better go there next because, let's just say it's closest and we don't want to run out of gas. So we're rounding to 70. Okay, I want you to try that on your own today. We're going to do some practice and you're going to try rounding. I'm going to give you some examples on your assignment and then you're going to do some on your own, okay? Thanks for coming to rounding today. If you need to watch this again, just rewind it and do it again. Bye.